Alrighty, guys, let's not bury the lead here. This segment is a segment that I had been expecting to make for a while now because it just seemed obvious, right? At the time, James Gunn might have thought he was being a little coy, but we got him. Not really. I'm sure he knew exactly what he was doing because when he first announced that the sequel to Superman was going to be called Man of Tomorrow, one of the ways in which he teased it was by showing a script page, or rather showing the cover of the script page. And on that cover was none other than the image of a humanoid, face on the side, a side shot of a human face, and in that image was, of course, a cross-section of a brain. And so everybody's imagination went to one of the most iconic Superman villains next to Lex Luthor and Zod, is Brainiac, obviously, one of the most, again, just recognizable Superman villains of all time, and one that actually hasn't been done, really, in a live-action movie for quite some time. And again, not in the modern age as well. We've gotten Zod, we've gotten lots of Lex Luthors, but we have not gotten Darkseid and I almost completely forgot his name. I almost called him Abomination, Doomsday. So we've gotten a lot of Superman villains, but we've never really seen a Brainiac in the recent day and age. And now, The Wrap, one of the more reputable sources in Hollywood, has confirmed that this character, or rather this villain, Brainiac, is going to be the villain of Man of Tomorrow. So there aren't that many details here, but let's kind of go through what this Wrap article says. It's an exclusive, and the article says, quote, Superman and Lex Luthor will team up against uber villain Brainiac in Man of Tomorrow. The Wrap has exclusively learned. Production on the film is set to kick off in Atlanta in April. Man of Tomorrow will be released on July 9th, 2027. So a couple of other little tidbits in there as well. We all kind of assume that there would be some element of a team up between Superman and Lex Luthor. So apparently the Wrap is pretty sure that that's going to happen, which is well and good. How this plays into what happened in Peacemaker Season 2, one would think that Brainiac is in Salvation already, whether or not Rick Flag and Argus had put him there and Lex Luthor had put him there, or he just exists in Salvation somehow as the ruler of Salvation. I don't know. But it seems likely that Lex Luthor's plan goes awry. Surprise, surprise, when does that ever not happen? Because, of course, he's Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor, he's a genius, but his plans go awry because the story needs him to. And one would assume that the plan of putting all the metahumans in Salvation ends up with Brainiac somehow taking over control of Salvation and kind of, I would imagine, having maybe an army of metahumans or something like that. So that does seem like a good avenue for Superman and Lex Luthor to be teaming up against Brainiac. Now, Brainiac, I'm quite excited for Brainiac because, again, this is a villain that we really haven't seen in live action, at least done in a way where he becomes synonymous and recognizable as Brainiac in live action, like Thanos or like Lex Luthor for Nicholas Hoult. I think it's fair to say, or Gene Hackman. I think it's I think getting a live action version of Brainiac, one of the most iconic villains, to be up there with your Jokers, Heath Ledger as Joker, for example, or Tom Hiddleston as Loki, I think is exciting. I would really like to see that because he is such an interesting villain. Because as the name suggests, he has, not only is he, he's not going to punch Superman to death, right? But he is going to outthink him and outsmart him. I think the only real recent example of Brainiac that I've seen is in Harley Quinn Season 5. And again, he was fine in that show. But I really think that, the potential for the character to be menacing and dark and scary is off the charts. I'd be very, very interested to see where they go from here with the casting. And I'm sure that the next few months will be, the rumors will be swirling with casting, as maybe they've already done the casting, to be quite honest with you, because if production is going to begin in April, that means that they have to start gearing up and doing costume tests and things like that. So I'm sure that they already have a short list for actors, and they might have already cast the role of Brainiac as well. So it should be interesting. And I think that this is a great choice for a villain. Now, how he's executed, how he comes across in live action, we'll have to see. But I think just on face value as a villain for the next Superman movie, which again, I know James Gunn has said it's not a Superman movie. Really, it's Man of Tomorrow. It's a Superman movie, I think, for all intents and purposes, until we see otherwise. That's what I'm going to think of it as. But yeah, I think it's a really exciting thing to see. We're going to get a Brainiac brought to live action in the DCU, which is very, very cool. So guys, what do you make of this? What do you think about Brainiac being the confirmed villain, at least according to the Wrap, for Man of Tomorrow? Let me know in the comments down below.